Celebrities. We spend a lot of time obsessing over every facet of their lives, with their increased profile in the world leading us to feel attached to them despite the fact that they're complete strangers. Despite this fact, we just can't help ourselves. We're so desperate to know what's going on with them. So kick back and relax, because in today's video, we're going to be flicking through some of the biggest celeb news stories in the last few weeks, including the confirmation that a certain relationship is not happening. First up, Scott Disick feeling blue. Many will remember Scott Disick as Kourtney Kardashian's ex-boyfriend, his only real claim to fame coming from his time as a relatively popular member of the Keeping Up with the Kardashians reality show, before spinning off into his own house-flipping show, Flip It Like Disick. Yeah. Anyway, he and Kourtney enjoyed a rather chaotic 10-year relationship, most of which played out on camera, which was an excruciatingly awkward experience, before breaking up in 2015, and by this point, all that remains from their time together is the small matter of the 3 kids they share. Why is this relevant? Well, Kourtney is getting married. Kardashian accepted the proposal from new partner Travis Barker, the musician most famous for being Blink-182's lead drummer, after less than a year of dating him. It's certainly a bold commitment to make so early into a relationship, and apparently, Disick really hasn't been taking it very well at all. A source close to Disick, who, by the way, Friend of the Year material there, spoke to People magazine recently, telling them that Disick is doing the best he can, despite this being a very difficult time for him, and that he is looking for support from those close to him. He might want to hang out with different people. What makes this entire situation even weirder is that one of those people Scott is looking for support from is Kourtney's younger sister, Kim, and that back in June, he seemed to give his ex his blessing to move on. It would seem Scott isn't quite as ready to move on as he thought he would be. Though it has been 6 years by this point, one has to wonder if he ever will be. Moving on, Justin Long's got a girlfriend. Let's all give a warm congratulations to Justin Long, as he's at last managed to find a spark of romance. The F is for Family star spent a lot of 2020 lamenting his lack of luck when it came to his love life, as he discussed how the COVID-19 pandemic had impacted his ability to truly connect with potential partners. Speaking on his Life is Short with Justin Long podcast in 2020, Long noted that he wasn't that young and found himself under pressure to get into a relationship, with quarantine leaving him stumped on how to actually go about meeting someone at a time when interacting with strangers was a huge no-no. With how clear he was in his desire to get romantically involved with someone, there was the obvious speculation, with one of the biggest rumors being that he was going to get back together with ex-girlfriend Drew Barrymore, with the two having dated for a while before splitting up in 2008. Those rumors turned out to be unfounded, but have no fear, because in a recent episode of his podcast, Long revealed that he had met someone and is now in a happy relationship. We don't know the identity of this mystery girlfriend, but Long was willing to divulge the no doubt controversial fact that her favorite pizza topping is pineapple, surely upsetting Italian listeners across the world. Naturally, many have taken to discussing who Long's girlfriend could be, with some pointing to American actress Kate Bosworth, who is starring alongside Long in an upcoming movie. The pair have been extremely complimentary of one another in all press related to the movie, and though that isn't enough to prove that they're anything more than co-workers, it certainly isn't going to silence those who believe there's something more going on. Dwayne Johnson is done with Fast and Furious. When you think of the Fast and Furious franchise, one of the first names you likely think of is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. The man is a titan of Hollywood and one of the most lucrative actors in the history of the film industry. industry, and he's been one of the pillars that has allowed the Furious series to become so very profitable. With that in mind, it is no doubt going to come as a huge blow for fans of the series as they learn that Johnson has spoken out about the chances of him ever returning for another film. And the chances, well, they're pretty grim, being generous. See, way back in 2016, Johnson labeled co-star Vin Diesel unprofessional during the pair's time together on the set of Fast 8, which led to a nasty feud that rages on to this day. And it seems that Vin Diesel's attempts to smooth things over have gone over pretty poorly. Last month, the 54-year-old actor put out an Instagram post in which he called for a truce between himself and Johnson, declaring that it's time for Dwayne to return to the Furious franchise to star in Fast 10. Diesel mentioned how his children refer to his co-star as Uncle Dwayne, and that Johnson needs to return to the series to manifest the best Fast in the finale, that is 10, in order to fulfill a promise to Pablo, the nickname of the duo's late co-star Paul Walker. If you get the sense that Vin Diesel bringing up he and Johnson's deceased mutual friend in order to convince Dwayne to sign in for an action movie is in bad taste, have no fear, you're not alone. Dwayne himself responded by clarifying that he told Vin Diesel directly that he would not be returning to the franchise, and though he would always be supportive, there was no chance of him changing his mind. Johnson went on to note that he didn't like Vin Diesel bringing up his children or Paul Walker during the Instagram post, demanding that his former co-star leave them out of it. How things between the pair develop is yet to be seen, but it seems certain that Johnson will not be appearing in another Fast film. Next up, Zac Efron and Amanza Smith are not dating. People are very quick to jump to outright insane conclusions when it comes to romance, especially when it's someone else's love life. This is even more true for celebrities, who have to deal with an absurd amount of interest with regards to who they're shacking up with. It's enough to almost make me feel bad for them before I remember they have more money than I could ever imagine. Regardless, it must be tough having so many people speculating on such a delicate topic, and Zac Efron and Amanza Smith of Selling Sunset fame would likely confirm my theory if given the opportunity. Speculation around the pair began in early December, as Smith was pictured alongside Efron while celebrating her 45th birthday in Las Vegas. And that's it. That is all it took for the media and fans to go wild, with the internet in particular jumping on board the shipping train. If you're one of those who believed that the hype was real for Zac and Amanza, would that be Zanza, a Mac? Then I'm afraid I have some sad news for you. Those close to Smith are reporting that she is definitely not dating Zac Efron. One of the reality star's representatives recently spoke to Today, revealing that Amanza and Zac are not romantically involved with one another, despite the oh-so-scandalous picture may vaguely suggest. If you're hoping that we may eventually see the pair together, there's some more bad news, as Smith herself revealed that she is currently in a happy relationship with a mystery man. It must be rough being him right now. And finally, Nicole Kidman angered by Tom Cruise's question. In general, people don't really like discussing their exes, which, is fair enough. Even on occasions when a relationship ends amicably, there tends to be some heartache or tension left there, so it can be difficult discussing such a topic without feeling some form of conflicting emotion. So imagine the way Nicole Kidman was feeling when her ex-husband Tom Cruise was brought up during an interview for her latest movie. The upcoming flick, being The Ricardos, sees Kidman play Lucille Ball, a character based upon a real actress who fell in love with and then married movie star Desi Arnaz, with the pair staying together from 1940 to 1960 before divorcing. Kidman, discussing the nature of the extraordinary relationship between Ball and Arnaz, noted that it very much leans on the idea of falling in love with someone who isn't going to be the person you spend the rest of your life with. It was at this point that a Guardian reporter decided that it'd be a great idea to compare this relationship to the one between Kidman and ex-husband Tom Cruise, to whom she was married for 11 years before the pair broke up in 2001. A stunned Kidman was quick to deny that there is any sort of link between the movie and her relationship with Cruise, quickly growing angry at the nature of the question and going as far as to accuse the reporter of asking a sexist question, feeling that it isn't something that would have been brought up if she was a man. Kidman ended the interview by noting that she wants to have her own life and that she should not be defined by her relationship with Cruise. And that's everything. What do you think about Zac Efron and Amanza Smith? Are you sad to hear that we won't be seeing Dwayne Johnson in any more Fast films? Let us know down in the comments. And until next time, we'll see you soon.